Well, it is 8 o'clock, and hello, everybody. This is Dr. Willie Jolley, and I hope you're ready for a wonderful Google Hangout. I hope you're ready to get some new information to help you to live better and achieve more. I have only just a minute, only 60 seconds in it, forced upon me, can't refuse it, didn't seek it, didn't choose it, but it's up to me to use it. I must suffer. If I lose it, give account. If I abuse it, just a tiny little minute, but an eternity is in it. Greetings, everybody. Hope you're ready for a few ideas to help you go to the next level. For those who are joining us for the first time, a couple weeks ago, we started this Google Hangout as a community of faith, a community of people. It's like an online church, but yet it's not a church. What this is a community of faith, of people who want to be inspired, who want to be empowered, and yet they don't have to leave their home, and yet they are also a part of this in the experience. So I'm excited about it. We started it with a program to celebrate the birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And the responses were just so wonderful. I said, let's keep it going. Let's do it again. Now, we tried last week, and I had some technical difficulties. We had some hiccups, some bumps in the road, but I refused to give up, and I told my team we're going to do it again. And so we're doing it again. Now, when you do Google Hangouts, one of the things I really like is you can do it from anywhere. You can do it anywhere that has a computer. And that's what we're doing tonight. This is the home of my marketing vice president, Dee, and I, and my marketing vice president, Cheryl. We were at a high-level meeting today. We were very excited about this meeting we had in Virginia. And after the meeting, I said, well, I can get back home and do this. Oh, we can go by your house. I don't want her to be out in the cold. So we came by her home. And we set it up right here. That's the power of this new community. It's a Google Hangout community where we can access you and you can access me from anywhere. Next week, I might be in my car. Who knows? So here's what I want to talk about, though. It's about how you can live a better life even as you get older and live it well. How many want to hear about how to live older lives and live it well? And this is something that's been on my mind, been on my spirit for a few weeks now. It was prompted by a conversation I had with a gentleman in the gym, in the sauna. So I'm sitting in the sauna, finished working out, hot, and just trying to get my body clean of all its toxins and so forth. A gentleman comes in. He sits down in the sauna, has his towel. I have my towel. Start talking. He says, wow, it's cold out there today. I said, yeah, it was pretty cold out there today. He said, well, I'm glad I'm in here. And he said, but you know, when you get old, you have to have something like this to keep your bones warm. I said, oh, yeah, well, okay. I kind of didn't say anymore. I said, well, tell me about what you're thinking is old. He said, well, I'm old already. I said, are you really? He said, yeah. I said, how old are you? He said, I'm about 60. And I could have fell down off the chair, off the stool there in the sauna. 60? I said, are you serious? He said, yeah, I'm old. I said, no. He said, how old are you? I said, I'm just about your age. Not quite there, but I'm not old. He said, well, what's the difference? And we started having a dialogue. And I realized in the conversation that age really is about your attitude to age. In my speeches over the years, I've talked about age. I talked about the fact he was 65 when he started Kentucky Fried Chicken. And then Clara Pella, she did her first television commercial and said, "Where's the beef?" in her 80s. And George Burns was 99 years old and had the nerve to sign a 10-year contract with Caesar's Palace. And Satchel Paige, the great pitcher who pitched into his 50s in the Negro Leagues, he had a wonderful saying that said, "Age is about mind over matter. If you don't mind, it don't matter." And so I realized, even though that's a funny quote, a funny quip, it really has value and truth. That your age is really about your mind over that age. It's about mind over matter. And if you don't mind the age, then it really does not matter. So this gentleman had focused, I'm in my 60s, I'm old. Yet, on Saturday night, this Saturday night past, I went to a birthday party for my homeroom teacher from junior high school, Mrs. Marion Tyrants. Mrs. Tyrants was celebrating her 95th birthday. Mrs. Tyrants lives at home by herself. She drives everywhere she wants to go. She has a full schedule. She has things that she does on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. She's active in her church. She runs committees in her church. Her pastor was there and said how impactful she is on the membership of the church. And so, at 95, I asked her, "Mrs. Tyrants, tell me what your secret to success." She said, "The secret is that you live life until you don't have any life left to live. You live it full out until it's all over, until it's done. You live full and die empty." That's why she's living life at 95 as if she were in her 50s. In fact, when it was time to do the dance, she said, "At my party, you better dance." So she did the wobble and she did the electric slide. She was out there with everybody else doing her thing. What a great energy, what great thinking, what a great attitude. And that is why some people, they live life until their senior years with such gusto. They start companies at 60, 70, 80, 90, and they continue to live life full out. While some people, they get to their 55 or 60, they retire, and the next thing you hear, they're gone. Because they haven't found a reason for living. They haven't found an attitude of excellence, an attitude of excitement, an attitude that says life is for the living. You know, let me read some things to you about the Bible says about it. Because this is really about what God is saying. You know, attitude about age. The Bible says in Psalms 92, "The righteous flourish in the courts of our God. They still bear good fruit in old age." And what that says is, no matter what your age is, you should be bearing some good fruit. And that is why I tell everybody everywhere, it's so important to set goals, that you're setting goals, because people with goals live longer. There's a proven, studies have been proven that people with goals live longer. How about the lady who in her 90s decided to have braces put on her teeth? The doctor said, "You know, this is a 3-4 year program." She said, "I know that." He said, "But you're in your 90s. She said, "I know that." She said, "Well, I'm expecting to be able to have beautiful teeth at 95. That's an expectation that she had set a goal to get there, to go through the process. I'm saying to you, what are your goals? What are you expecting? What are you expecting to do this year? Many people don't set goals because they have no expectation for the next year. So that's why we started having seminars on goal setting. In fact, if you're in the Washington area, come join us on February the 14th when we do our goal setting seminar. It was so successful at the beginning of January, the first weekend of the year. So many people were inspired by it, empowered by it, that they said, we got to do it again. So we're going to do it in February, to do it for those who might have missed it, or those who want to come for a second go round, or those who just want to get an update. So join us on my website, williejolly.com. JollyU.com/amazing, because we want you to have an amazing year. JollyU.com/amazing. But the secret is having goals, because people who have goals live longer. And so what I want to encourage you to do a couple things. One, I want you to start looking at your age as a blessing. You know, I say it over and over again all the time. God's gift to you is life. Your gift to God is what you do with your life. So I believe you ought to live your life full out. All that you can. Live a life that's extraordinary, exceptional. Live a life that when you come to die, even the mortician, the undertaker, will be sad to see you go. Some people live their lives so that when they die, no one even misses that they were here. I want you to live a life so that people will miss you 5 years from now, 10 years from now. They will know you were here, that you've left some legacy, something in the earth that says you were here, that you made a difference. As Steve Jobs said, you made a dent in the universe. So that is not determined by age. Second thing, don't let age be a determination for what you can accomplish. You can accomplish whatever you put your mind to. You know, I recently went back to school and got my doctorate. And it was hard. It was challenging. It was difficult. In your 50s going back to school, it's hard. But folks, that is a program and a process I will now always remember, because the person who finished that process was not the same person who began that process. I grew in the process. It's not just the hitting the goal that counts. It's what you become in the process of hitting the goal that really makes the difference. And I'm encouraging you, if you're in your 50s, 60s, start a company. You've been talking about going back to school. Go back to school. I'm here in my marketing vice president's house. She went back to school. Her son graduated from college this year and last year, and when she said when he graduated, I'm going back to school too. And then her daughter graduated, and she went back to school, and now she's in school getting her degree. I'm so excited. I'm proud of her. I pushed her. I kept pushing her. I kept pushing her. And that is part of the process. And look, folks, it's possible. So what's possible for you? Well, I'm going to give you 3 things I want you to do as you prepare for the rest of your life being the best of your life. How many of you want to make the rest of your life the best of your life? You ought to say yes, because your age should not determine that. You know, I tell the story often. If you ever heard me speak about a gentleman I met on the plane who encouraged me. I had been at a speech in Orlando, Florida. I was a news speaker. I had been a lot of disappointment, a lot of people who had told me no, and sometimes I would get discouraged. But finally, someone invited me to speak, and I went to Florida. I gave the speech. They gave me a standing ovation. They gave me my check. I was ecstatic because I'd gotten a check. I got on the plane to go back home feeling good, sat in my seat, plane took off, and then I pulled out that check a second time to get that thrill a second time, and I got depressed. I got depressed because that check was already allocated. That money was already gone. I owed the water bill, the phone bill, the light bill. I owed everybody. And I started having a pity party with myself. This older gentleman across the aisle struck up a conversation with me. He must have sensed I was struggling. We talked for a few more minutes. And then he asked me a question. He told me he was a minister, by the way. And he told me he lectured every day across the country in different cities, every day in a different city. I said, you fly every day? He said, yeah. I said, you speak every day? Yeah. Wow. Then he asked that question. He said, how old do you think I am? I looked him up and down. I said, I think you're about 60. He smiled. He took off his glasses. He looked me in my eye. He said, young man, I'm 88 years old. I'm 88 and my best is yet to come. In that moment, everything shifted in my head. For 88-year-old man could have the optimism to believe that his best days were in front of him and not behind him. What did I have to whine and cry and complain about? And I went home with a new attitude. I got on the phone and started making sales calls. And if people say no, I'd say next. They say, I'm not interested. I'd say, well, thank you. They'd hang up in my face. I said, no problem. You're not the right one. Well, I kept on going with that same change in my attitude for that old man, because he had an attitude that his best days were not behind him, but were in front of him. He had that kind of attitude. Why would I cry and complain? And I kept that attitude, and every time I get discouraged, I think about it. Well, over 20 years have gone by since I met him. I've been inducted into the Speaker Hall of Fame. I've been named one of the top 5 speakers in the world by Toastmasters, Motivational Inspirational Speaker of the Year by Toastmasters. I've had books and tapes and radio and television. I've been around the world speaking because I stopped listening to negative people, but started listening to positive people and believing that my attitude was what drove my future. My faith, my future and my focus were driven by an attitude of expectation. And so, I'm saying to you, that's about your attitude. How do you get forward and live life well and live it long like my teacher has lived a great life? Here are a couple of things I want to give you. One, I want you to engage about your age. Be proud of it, excited about it. Engage about your age. If you're young, engage. There's a lot of life. But you know what? You don't know how much life. So live all you got. Give all you got. Engage now. Whatever age you're at, engage. Get engaged about life. Get in it all you got. Don't wait for life. You go out and make life happen. And if you're older, engage. Engage about the possibilities. Engage with, if you're in your 80s, what do you want to do? What are some new goals? What are things you've been talking about? What mentoring programs can you start? If you're in your 90s, like Mrs. Tyrant, she's involved in her church. She's involved in her community. She's making it better for her children, her children's children, her grandchildren, and her great-grandchildren. Engage. Next, embrace. Embrace the change. Embrace the age. Embrace where you are. Embrace the fact that you're at an older age, that things are different. Embrace it. I'll tell you a funny story. One day, I was at a party with a friend of mine. We went to college together, and she said, "Willie Jolley, I noticed your mustache doesn't have any gray in it." She said, "How is it that you don't have any gray in your mustache?" I said, "The reason I don't have any gray in my mustache is the same reason you don't have no gray in your hair, called Clairol." She laughed and we both laughed, but it was true. I said, I put color in it just like you put color in your hair, because I wanted to be, looking no gray up in here. But I'm telling you, I laughed about it, but it's the truth, folks, that I'm working on me. I go to the gym every day. I'm exercising. I'm trying to watch what I will eat. I'm trying to work on my life, because every day is a blessing. So engage and embrace your future. Embrace your life. Embrace the fact that we're getting old. But we don't have to get old in getting older. We're getting older, but we don't have to get old and start acting old. And I don't have to wear my pants all the way up here and act like I have nothing to do. I mean, enjoy life. I do everything I was doing just about 20 years ago. I play tennis, I ride my bike, I run, I travel. I have a great time. And I love my wife. Y'all know that. Everybody knows that. Finally, engage, embrace, and then enhance your vision for your future. So engage about age. Get engaged wherever you are. Embrace that age is just a number. The only one who makes it bigger than that is you. So enjoy every day. And finally, enhance your vision for the future. Set some big, bold, outrageous goals. Decide that you're going to be like that lady who got braces when she was in her 90s. Do some things you've been talking about doing, thinking about doing. Take a vacation. Go and be a change agent in your community. Make a difference. Go back to school. But get a big vision for your future. You know, I like what Les Brown said. He said, if you don't see where you fit in the future, then you will become a misfit. You will act like a misfit, behave like a misfit, and produce and perform like a misfit. I'm encouraging you, no matter what age you are, see that age is about mind over matter. If you don't mind, it don't matter. Live life full out. Make the most of it every day and enjoy the journey. If this is a blessing to you, I want to encourage you to go to jollygoodnews.org. Sign up for our newsletter so that people know you'll know about it. Tell your friends about it. Monday night, 8 o'clock. And those who want to get it later or another time can view it at another time. And then if this is a blessing, then make a donation to jollygoodnews.org. What we're going to do with Jolly Good News is two major things initially. Number one, we're going to put my book, A Setback is a Setup for a Comeback, into every prison in America so that we can start to change the thinking of those who are in prison. So when they come out of prison, they will have a new way of thinking and behaving in life so they won't go back into prison. So we're going to try and get that recidivism rate down. And for those who might have long-term, that they will at least be able to live in prison with a new attitude. Like the gentleman who came out of prison who had read my book, his mother had given him my book, he was suicidal because he felt he had been unjustly prosecuted. He came out of prison though, and he became a certified trainer, and he's gone on to do very well because he realized a setback is a setup for a comeback. So change your thinking so you can change your future. So first is to put that book into every prison in written form and audio form. So we want to donate those to prisons. Second is to get my youth video, which is the #1 selling motivational video or program for young people in America. Put it in every school, every YMCA, every juvenile justice facility in America so that we can keep those who are not yet in prison from going to prison. People from even getting in that mindset and that lifestyle. So for one, help those already in prison, and two, keep people from going to prison. If we do that, we will make a difference. So you want to partner with me on that project, on that program, go to jollygoodnews.org. jollygoodnews.org. And remember, engage about your age. Get it engaged wherever you are. Embrace your age and be excited about it. Even if you got to put a little color in your hair, that's okay. Just be excited about your life. And then finally, enhance your vision for the future. Set some big, bold goals no matter what age you are. And feel free to send those goals to me by email so I can be an accountability partner with you in this process. Say it again. Oh, Cheryl's over here. Yeah, y'all know Cheryl runs my life. And so she said the seminar, the goal setting seminar, will be February the 14th at Silver Spring, Maryland. It's at williejolly.com/ jollyu.com/amazing. Jollyu, just the u.com/amazing. You know, if I didn't have them here, I'd be all messed up. That's why I'm grateful for them. They keep me straight. So, did you enjoy this? We're going to do this Monday nights. Tell your friends about it. A community of faith where we talk about how good God is and how you can live a better, greater life, where you can live better and achieve more using godly principles. How you like that? I look forward to seeing you. Hey, good time. Get you in and out. You can go on now, have some dinner, and go have a great evening. God bless you. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.